Morning, class 12th again. As we were discussing about the war and conflict with Pakistan, I will be continuing my topic from here itself. In the last video, I have discussed with you about the war and conflict with Pakistan of 1965, ended with the signing of Tashkent Agreement on 10th of January 1966. I am forwarding my topic now with the Bangladesh War of 1971. Again, back to the topic we have done in the chapter Contemporary South Asia, if you guys remember. When India and Pakistan was partitioned, then Pakistan was created on both sides of India. One was called as West Pakistan, which shares the border at the Red Cliff line with Punjab, Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir and so on. But on the other hand side, East Pakistan was also created. From the very beginning, West Pakistan have given an inferior status to the East Pakistan. So there was restlessness in the East Pakistan regarding their culture, ethnicity, regarding the attitude or the steps taken by the government for the welfare program. Due to this unrestness, in order to conserve, in order to get also their identity, Awami League was formed by Mujibur Rahman at that time. This political party was formed around 1969-70. At that time, it was considered that General Yahya Khan was ruling over Pakistan. He didn't at all like the idea, and elections were held. In elections, the party won, but West Pakistan refused to recognize the victory of the Awami League. In the same year, actually it happened that the political party led by of that time Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, the party split into two parts. The very same year, one major international event also happened. Side by side it was going on. US and China were extending their support to Pakistan. This thing came into the eyes of India when Henry Kissinger, please do remember the name Henry Kissinger, who was the advisor of that time US President Richard Nixon. बहुत सिंपल स्पष्ट बोलूं तो 1970s में US के प्रेसिडेंट थे रिचर्ड निक्सन, उनके एडवाइजर थे हेनरी किसिंगर. He secretly visited to China, but he visited China after his visit to Pakistan. That happened in July 1971. This incident came in front of Indian government too. On the other hand side, due to dissatisfaction among the masses, due to non-recognition given to the Awami League about their election victory, Pakistani government under the President Yahya Khan basically gave orders to arrest Mujibur Rahman. Dissatisfaction converted into civil war. A problem of refugees started. Many people started coming at that time to India. Pakistan basically accused India at that time that India is supporting the people of East Pakistan, whereas East Pakistan people said that they are fighting a war for their liberation. Now they don't want to be more part of West Pakistan. In a very similar year, 1971, Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India at that time. She signed a 20 years peace treaty. 20 years peace treaty in August. Remember, July 1971 में हेनरी किसिंगर US, ठीक है. दूसरा कोल्ड वॉर का टीम क्या है? USSR. So a 20-year peace treaty was signed between the USSR and India that if any case war emerged, then both the countries are going to cooperate with each other. Ultimately, by the December 1971, Pakistan army started attacking bombardment in its own country named East Pakistan. After few days, Pak aircrafts also started army attacking or bombardment in the parts of Punjab and Rajasthan. Soon, the army from Pakistan also became active in the parts of Jammu and Kashmir. This type of approach was not at all accepted by Shrimati Indira Gandhi at that time. She openly ordered, she retaliated, her government retaliated, and she openly ordered her armed forces, including all the three army, air and naval forces, to extend their support to the local population of East Pakistan. For the continuous 10 days, the bombardment happened. At the end, on the west front also, India started defeating Pakistan forces and they entered East Pakistan, surrounding the capital city of East Pakistan that time called as Dhaka. अब ढाका के अंदर उस समय 90,000 Pakistani soldiers were present. India asked them to surrender. Result was that Pak agreed, and then in order to bring peace, Shimla Agreement was signed. Got it? So, ढाका को कंसिडर कर लिया, हमने कहा हम शांति चाहते हैं. शिमला एग्रीमेंट वॉज साइन, जिसमें पीस वॉज डिक्लेयर्ड फ्रॉम द साइड ऑफ इंडिया. इट डिक्लेयर्ड द यूनिलेटरल सीज फायर with the condition that Pakistan is going to liberate the part of East Pakistan, which will be now called as Bangladesh. Shimla Agreement was actually signed on, please do remember the date, on 3rd of July 1972 between Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, the Pakistani Prime Minister, and Shrimati Indira Gandhi, the Indian Prime Minister. पाकिस्तान इस हार को कभी भी नहीं भूला है कि we have supported a part which was separated from her and created a new country. Few years continued like this. Later on एक छोटा सा टॉपिक हम करते हैं जिसे हम फोर्थ वॉर के रूप में कंसिडर करते हैं. That is Kargil confrontation. Kargil confrontation started in the year 1999 in the months of May, June and end up in July. I haven't written here in the month of May, June. As I have shown you guys in the online class, the position of Kargil, it is located very near to the line of control. Pakistan insurgents basically captured the posts of Mashko, Dras, Kaksar and Batalik and refused them to empty. कि हमने ये कंट्रोल कर लिया. Actually, these posts were being conquered by not only the insurgents but also some of the trained terrorists who claimed themselves as Mujahideens. Mujahideen says that this is their part and they are not going to liberate it. Although it is suspected that Pakistani army was extending its full support to Mujahideens. India reacted, India retaliated. Again, a Kargil conflict. It is not actually the war, but it's a conflict between the army which happened in the May-June 1999. It came into an end with the win of India. India succeeded in getting its post back. It unfurled the Indian flag on the Kargil on 26th July 1999. This day is also called as the Vijay Divas and got its all posts back. Now, there are certain facts which are related to this Kargil conflict. These facts are related to in the international context. Why we easily agreed to conquer the force and there was no full-fledged war between the two countries. Actually, by the year 1999, both the countries possessed the nuclear powers. India was successful in conducting a nuclear test at Pokhran in 1998, whereas Pakistan also conducted its nuclear test. So we don't want to convert into full-fledged war, which will be disastrous for everyone. Secondly, the thing was that in the 1990s, the relationships between both countries were improving. Samjhauta Express was started at that time. A train was started at that time. Both the prime ministers were negotiating with each other. They were having a friendly meetings with each other. At that time, Nawab Sharif, who was the Prime Minister of Pakistan, claimed that he was unaware about the actions taken by the Pakistani army. At that time, Pakistan Army General was General Pervez Musharraf. Third thing, during the Kargil time, the Cold War has already ended and India has made a very strong international relations with maximum countries. It was in very good trade relations with China. It came closer to the United States too. So ultimately Pakistan also took step back, though it faced another civil war as General Pervez Musharraf arrested Nawaz Sharif. India got Kargil back, all its posts back, and the peace was restored. अभी के लिए हम इतना ही करेंगे, rest we will do later.